All right. Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into the Friday edition of the training. I hope everyone's had a good week so far. Come to the end. Made it. TGIF. Let's see. If you are returning to Dubb, please put a two in the chat. If you've had Dubb for a while and you've been into the training here before, you have Dubb. Some of the names I obviously recognize again, but if you can put a two in the chat and put a one if you're new to Dubb. So even if you've been into the training before, but you're still learning Dubb, you just started, that would be great to have a one in the chat, just to know where you are kind of in the journey a little bit, which is great. Obviously, yeah, no, it's great. Kat, welcome back. Crystal, welcome back. Neil, welcome back. That's fantastic. Tram, welcome back. I know you were here yesterday. Dan as well. Let's see. Terry, looks like you put a one in the chat. Jose, welcome back as well. Yep. Let's see. Terry, let me come over to you real quick. If you want to say hi and you want to turn your mic on, feel free if you'd like to say hi. If not, you can say hi in the chat. Hey, Terry.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good to meet you.
Yeah.
So, what brings you our way? What's your industry, Terry? What do you do?
Insurance sales, health insurance.
Oh, nice. Who are kind of your, how do you kind of typically reach out? Do you have like kind of email lists or what do the leads kind of look like?
Uh, I haven't had a lot of success with emails. Mostly, I have a texting platform that
Okay.
I use that is very, very successful. Seems like people will always respond to a text where they don't,
Yeah.
they'll avoid an email.
Yeah.
Uh, and then so I have access to some fairly cheap leads. Um, and then I've been trying to create my own organic leads through Facebook and Meta and Instagram and areas like that.
Okay. And then the Facebook and Instagram, are they ads or are they just kind of social posts that you talk about some stuff?
Um, I do I do a lot of the social posts, but I also do ads at times.
Okay.
Um, it just depends on the how much extra money I have for the
Sure.
week or the month, whichever gives me more.
Okay. And the ads, like when they see the ad, do they have to like fill out a form or something and then you reach out?
Yeah, it's a click on the click onto I think it says it's a call to action button,
Yep.
and in that call to action, it'll have them fill out their name, uh, email address, their phone number, um, and at that point, it'll puts it all into a meta space. And then I have another link from my website to where I can send it to them, and they send everything. They fill out all their information, medications,
Yeah.
doctors, everything in there, and then it'll come back to me and populate.
Okay. So when it does all that, then it's just your job to reach out, obviously, and just book a time and all that. How's the percentages? Are pretty good in terms of someone taking, making that effort and then booking the time?
A lot of the times, I say about 50% of the time,
Yep.
and then I get some people who will say they clicked and oh, it was by mistake.
Mm.
Uh, but I seem to get better results, a little quicker results on the organic ads.
Yeah.
Whereas when I do the list
Mm.
that I buy the lead list from someone, you're most people think the industry average is probably about a 2 to 3%. Well, I can with this device that I have,
Yeah.
I can get upward to 30 to 40% out of that.
Yeah. So I would say, from Dub, a nice video email after they've taken the action, like, hey, you filled out that form. That seemed like that would make sense unless they haven't booked or you
Right.
haven't been able to get them on the phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
Uh,
was some of what when I went through the demo yesterday. That was some of the ideology I thought about
yeah.
sending that video because I make a whole lot of videos and doodles and sketches and a lot of different interactive things like that.
No, that's cool. Yeah. I think, it's always about that. If they didn't, if you haven't been able to get a hold of them, they took an action. That's always a nice, and I'll cover this in a second when we go over the animated GIF stuff. But, if they took an action, that's always a nice thing to mention, because they did take that step. But then it's also about, what's the end game of it? I took that step, but what's the ultimate end of like why this is such a great advantage for me to do this? Um,
Right.
so it's kind of like a mix of those things, I think is the biggest thing. And then for people that didn't, like, the ones that just kind of go away, they did something and it's been a while. You could always send a bulk one out to all those people and say, hey, as a reminder, we met. So that can be efficiently done with one video that you could send out. And then, everybody could respond.
Yeah, that's just looking for as many streamlined methods
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
reach back out and contact people and
Yeah.
different formats of doing it. Just technology wise, I mean, I'm pretty savvy. I can build my own landing pages and click
Yeah.
funnels and things like that. But
Yeah.
integrating all of it in together is where you start having to add another thing in between the two, and
Sure.
so
Yeah.
um, just trying to find a way to be not having to jump back and forth through so many things
Yeah.
to get accomplished what I want to get accomplished. So,
Yeah, well, hey, adding the video sandwich in there, that can never hurt, in,
right.
in terms of, your, knowing you, your experience, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's really what it's about with Dubb in general is being able to present yourself. They can hear you, see you, trust you, more along those lines. And I think for them to even click, whether it's a text or an email, whatever it is, there's got to be some kind of context. And it's always nice if someone takes an action. If it's completely cold, like if you're talking about that email list that you were talking about, if it's just cold,
Right.
we always say, just kind of A/B test the cold, send, an email out or whatever that's just no video, but it's got a subject line that makes sense and a short little interaction in the body. And if they
Right.
respond back with a question, then send them a video, you know, and you could have it preloaded, a video that just kind of speaks to anyone that responds. And
Mm.
then, you could A/B test the video out. You record a video one time. It's not like, you're recording all these videos. You record one video, it speaks to the whole group. And then, why they would want to even think about this. That's like the biggest thing.
Right.
Yeah. Um, and then Terry, these recordings, and we always tell everybody they're going to be on our YouTube support channel later in the day. So if there is something that you want to go back and see, I just dropped it in the chat. It'll be on there later in the day. And if you have any questions as we kind of work our way through here a little bit, let me know. Just drop them in.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. Good to meet you, Terry.
Nice meeting you as well.
And then I think did we have any other new folks in here? Any other ones kind of out there in the crowd? I think everybody's pretty much returning. Alvaro, welcome back. Tram, Neil, yep, Jose, John Billinger, I think you're returning as well. John Andres, I think you're returning. Gary Branch, if you are new, and I'm kind of thinking I did talk to you or you have been in here before and I'm wrong, just please put a one in the chat if you're new to Dub. That would be really, really super helpful. And then obviously the twos, I see them in there already. If there is one here, let's see, John. I saw John pop something in here. A couple reasons I'm here. I've been sending Dubb videos for almost a year. Never really had training. Best practice to track views and how can I use Dubb to take videos and post to LinkedIn? Okay, cool. Yeah, John. Let me come over to you, John, real quick. If you want to turn your mic on and say hi, if you'd like to. John, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, how are you? Good to be here.
Yeah, I kind of remember your headshot a little bit, John, now that you're in here. So it looks familiar to me. But
Yeah, I got turned on to Dub. It's just been a huge benefit to my practice. But just a couple of quick of those questions there, because I do a lot of posting to LinkedIn,
yeah,
and my coach who turned me on to Dub was telling me that um, I can just do a video and pop it in because you guys are connected on
yeah,
LinkedIn, I think it is,
yeah,
and
yep,
and
yep.
then again, just trying to track
Mhm,
opens,
mhm.
people who have viewed it, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think if you can hear me okay on this one. So LinkedIn, and this is just I want to make sure I'm tracking correctly here. Normally
Sure.
with Dub, when you send the videos out and you pop the email in, you get the opens, the rates, the watch percentage, all that good stuff. I think with LinkedIn, which I'll show you kind of the strategy in a second, kind of we use visually. I think for tracking the LinkedIn videos, I think you have to have internally the name of the video, the contact, like video for so and so or whatever that was. So then you can go into the video library and you could see, I think they get the basic tracking with LinkedIn videos, right? Open
Correct.
percentage, all that, right?
Yes, but if you're gonna send like a general general video, like not hyper personalized to a person, that's the time that you need to have like the email address of the person so that there will be an email tracking in the link, or at least the trackers in the link.
That
That
makes
makes
sense, John?
Yeah, if I just want to, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, so I guess I'm a little confused. Or maybe I am not confused, but I guess what I'm hearing is I realize I can in the direct met I can DM someone a video.
Mhm.
But if I want to post like a 25-second clip on something in my practice or something in my life or whatever, and
Yeah.
just do a general post, are you saying I cannot do that?
No, you can do a post, like a social post, like you're kind of
Yes.
talking about something.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
correct.
you can, you can totally do that. You can do the what you can do is you can do something like this. Let me show you. If you do this one, can you see my screen, John?
Yep, sure can.
Okay, so let me go to these posts here, not the podcast ones, but just this one is like an example. Let's just say this is you talking about a topic, on here. So
Right.
usually what you want to do is the platforms like the MP4s, the original videos. So what you
Hmm.
can do is every dub video you save in there, if you pick one inside the video platform, there's an MP4 button to download it. So just
Okay.
download that video, follow the process here, start a post, upload it, do your hashtags, your descriptions. And then what we find is at the end of the video, have that strong CTA at the end, hey, click below. Because what we usually do is we usually have a pinned comment that'll sit right here. And then
Gotcha.
this would be the link that would take them either to a landing page or it can take them to a sales interactive assistant. Do you know about SIA on the landing pages, John? The AI?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you
Yeah.
say? You do? Okay. Yeah, you can have that as an external link as well. So what I mean is if you don't want to have someone go from a video to a video page, right? What you
Right.
can do is inside a Dubb, you can go over here to the left, right here under assets, and go to sales assistance right here. And then see this little external link button right here.
Right.
What you can do is take that, and it kind of opens up like a chat GPT, so you can copy the link up here at the top,
Hmm.
put that link below. So if it's about a certain topic, which you're talking about, you could say, click below in the pinned comment and you can interact. If you have questions about this, click below. And then they can just go from the video watching you to interacting with questions that they might have. And you could make a SIA, a sales interactive assistant, like your social one. So you could load up a PDF, all that good stuff about the topics that you would probably, they could like sit there one day and just batch load it in there in terms of the stuff you're going to be talking about for a number of months or whatever it is, topic wise. And then it can always have information on that and be able to respond back. And then it can push them to book a time with you, if you want to do that.
So if you go back to that Dove screen right there, and kind of last question, I don't want to monopolize the call.
Yeah.
And you create a video,
Mhm.
are you saying that you've got to somehow on the MP4, you've got to download that, and then like just copy the link on your post on LinkedIn? Or, I mean, I just
Yeah.
don't know the steps in order to do that with Dub.
Yeah, so let's say you record your video, right? Like whether it's a webcam recording,
Yep.
right, or whatever, right? You save that into your video library, which is this right here, right? So let's pretend that this is the video that you recorded that you want to post on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So what you do is you record it and then see the right here, MP4,
Yep.
download that, and then when you get over to LinkedIn, I think it's home,
Okay.
you go to home, and then I think it's start a post, right? I think at the top, start a
To
post.
copy and paste the link. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what you do is see right here, add media.
Yep.
You'd add it right there, add all your stuff in there, save it. And then what you do is just make sure you have a pinned comment below it. And then I forget how you add it here, but there's a way to add the pinned comment where you have it below, and that's where you would have your either your link to the Dubb landing page with more videos, the preset landing page, or you could make it the sales assistant link where they could just interact. So it's really just a kind of a creative choice in terms of what you want to do.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. And then let's see. Anybody else? Dick, I saw. Welcome back, Dick. As always, always good to have you in here. I saw you had a question. Looks like Ina, you were kind of addressing that one in there. Let's see. Um, Anybody have anything on their minds on this Friday as we kind of open up, almost like an open forum Friday before I hit on a couple things. But if you do, drop them in the chat, and then we'll kind of make our way through it. While we're on the topic of LinkedIn, here I'll share my screen and show you this here. If you are doing LinkedIn outreach, you got a couple cool options that you can do just creatively that you can do. The one that we always recommend is, being on the person's profile with a screen recorder. So right up here at the top is the Dubb Chrome extension screen recorder. So it's got a number of options on here. So when you Google Dubb Chrome extension, it's like a three-step process to put this in up into the browser up here at the top. But this is designed to be on top of any browser you want to share. So it can be any website within any industry that you're in. It could be a market update in real estate. It could be a company that you're reaching out to. You're on their website. It could be anything where you want to be on top walking someone through. And since we're on LinkedIn here, this is an example of something that has worked over the years. And then I'll show you like an in-depth one you can do more of. So if I click here and click on the Chrome extension, that's going to put me on the page here. Here, let me find my little bubble. See, I left my bubble over here. It kind of hides. You won't be able to see it, but it kind of hides behind there. So what you do is you open it up here, open up the Chrome, and it puts you on the page like this. The thing you want to think about creatively is on LinkedIn, I want to be a circle here. So this works out perfect. You want to think about shape, size, and placement when you're on top of any browser website, when you're trying to walk someone through something. So for here, I obviously don't want to go too big because I'm covering everything. What's the point of being on the profile if no one can really see it? Shape-wise, I'm not going to go angular on any of this stuff because Rubin's in a circle. So whatever site you're on, kind of give it a feel. If it's more angular, put yourself in a square, rectangle, whatever you feel is right, and put yourself in a good spot for placement. For placement for this, I'm going to go right next to Rubin himself. I'm right next to him right here. It's pretty good. Now, you can also just functionality, if you want a tighter frame, you can just zoom yourself in if you want to be closer when you start. You also can move inside here. So if you want to reframe a little bit, just kind of move it until you get the spot that you like. You can jump to full screen, which I think is really cool to jump when you want to make a point about something, then just go back to the page. The annotations are good to use to point things out, specifically if you're on someone's profile and you're trying to point something out, which I'll show you in a second. But you also can, if you want to, just in general, you can put a virtual background behind you in here. Just click virtual background, upload an image that you want. You can have it behind here. You also technically can turn your camera off. So if you did know the client, not as a prospect, but if you knew a client, you just want to kind of cover something real quick on a website, you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. You could, even if you wanted to, just upload your headshot if you want it on there as well. But when it comes to first meeting folks, I mean, it's nice to be, that's kind of the whole point is being live. In terms of the different orientations you can record with, Chrome, you can go website, you can go webcam. You can open up like this, but if you're going to go webcam, why bother here unless you're going to, do the webcam, you want to show what's on the screen. The other option, you can go screen, which means you can record your entire screen. I would make sure your tabs are organized up here if you want to bounce around to different stuff, so it's not too much of a mess. If you do tab, I think tab's probably the best one to go with because it's nice and clean. You can be right on this page with, it's focused right here. And then when you hit record, this is kind of what this would look like. Oh, actually, let me show you this too. You actually have a teleprompter on the Chrome. So every recording piece in Dubb has a teleprompter if you want it. So you can go in here, search for a script that you actually have saved in the platform on Dubb. You can adjust the speed like this, up and down. You can see it down here. You can hit the play button if you want, and then you can back the text off. You can zoom it in, and you can physically manipulate the sides like this, and you can move this wherever you want to move it to. So obviously the camera is good up here at the top. The only thing you want to be aware of is with the Chrome, because it's browser based, you don't want to go full screen on your browser if you're using the teleprompter because you won't be able to get to it. You'll hit record and be like, oh, I can't tap it to bring it forward. So just leave a little bit of a gap, hit record, tap it to bring it forward, and you're able to use it. The other thing about, recording these is just being aware that you're kind of walking someone through something, like you're ready to show them something. So when I hit record here, I'm going to choose my tab. There it is. I'm going to click share. And I got to remember, this is my animated GIF. So, hey, Ruben, what's going on? It's Rob. I saw your profile here on LinkedIn, and you are an author, my friend. And I enjoyed your book. Let me talk to you a little bit about it. So what I did there is I did my wave and my point, because every time you record a Dubb video, the animated GIF is going to be the first 3 seconds. So it's going to repeat for 3 seconds, whatever I'm doing when I hit record. So when I hit record, I want to do something interesting, that they can see. And then when I'm done saying hello, I kind of like to jump to full screen, talk to them for a quick second while I'm there, and then go back to the page. You can do that by double clicking on the bubble, double clicking to go back. You also can click the button at the bottom. This is expand webcam, brings you here, make your point, and go back. So whether it's LinkedIn or whatever site you're on, when you're explaining something, say you're scrolling and you're talking, you're moving, and you want to make a point, why not jump to full screen, make your point, and then go back. You also can pause the button, pause the recording right down here at the bottom. So if you want to stop, you're doing your thing. Hey, I want to take a break. Let me get myself organized. What am I going to talk about next? Click resume. So just hit pause whenever you need it. And the annotations are just really good for pointing things out, especially when you want to make points about something. You can do text on screen. You can do numbering, underlining. You can draw. You can do circles. So whatever you want, these annotations are going to stay where they're supposed to stay if you want to continue to scroll. You also can delete them when you're done using them as well. So LinkedIn outreach, any browser-based website stuff where you want to be on top, this is a really nice way to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this video and I'm going to click the check mark, which is right down here. And anytime a video gets saved into Dubb, regardless of any recording style that you're doing, it's going to save it into the video edit page inside of the platform. So once it's saved in here, then you can do a bunch of stuff, which we'll come back to in a little bit. But let's just say you recorded your video on LinkedIn and now you wanted to share it with Ruben. What you want to do is you want to connect with folks first on LinkedIn before you send them a video. If you try to send a Dubb video without connecting with them, they will only see a link. They won't see that nice animated preview that we're going to see in a second. So most people connect, nice little connector message, and then whether it's like an expandy tool or you're doing it manually. And once they connect, then you can click the message button down here. You have the integration with LinkedIn where the little Dubb button is here. The reason this little shortcut button is here is because you have the Chrome extension, which we were just using up here at the top. So when you have it pinned and logged in, this little button will show up down here. And all you have to do to add the video is just click the button and it opens up. Find it. Yeah, there it is right there. Click insert. And then you can just highlight the text here if you want to change it to something, more enticing, and then click send. And then Ruben will see that nice animated GIF. Now, this style is something that we've gotten good feedback over the years for folks that have used this on LinkedIn. It's very different than the normal text-based stuff you see. But if you wanted to go a little bit deeper on this, and this works for any browser site too, you could do a style that looks like this right here. This one right here. Now, this was done with a different screen recorder. This was done with the Dubb Desktop app. So we just saw a browser-based screen recorder called the Chrome. The desktop app is like a little drone that flies over the whole computer screen, and it can go on top of anything. It can crop. It does all kinds of neat stuff that we're going to see in a second. But if you want to do something like this takes it a little further because what I'm doing is the bubble's a little bit bigger. I've cropped in the screen so it's closer on the profile, and I'm using the Dubb Mobile App on my phone where it has a little whiteboard feature where you can type something, and I'm saying about your book. So that's very specific. So if you want to go that's even even further if you want to do that. If you ever got in a situation where you're like, you know what, I want to send a video to everybody within, my industry, but I don't want to I don't want to record one for everybody. So the desktop app gives you the ability to record a video one time and play a pre-recorded video on top of anyone's profiles. So you could record a basic video that sounds like you're speaking right to Ruben, and then you just take that recorded bubble, put it on top of the profile, and now you record something once, and all you have to do is just put it on top of the profiles that you want, and the message would relate to all of those people. Now, to record this here, the desktop app was responsible for this. So if I was going to kind of recreate this with the desktop app, and again, this doesn't have to be a website. The desktop app can go on top of documents, videos, your entire screen, whatever you need. But if I'm going to do that, Dubb Desktop App is what you want to Google, download it from Mac or PC, and then you'll have a little menu here that looks like this. So what I'm going to do is an example. I'm going to click record screen just so you can see what this looks like. So kind of how I recreated this. So first off, we're going to notice some similarities with the Chrome. The bubble does the same stuff that you just saw. The directions are just in a different spot, but it does size, shape, virtual background, all the stuff we just looked at. You also have the annotation tool like we just looked at. The only difference between the annotation tool and the Chrome and the desktop is that when you use the annotation tool for the desktop, the annotations don't stay sticky. You've got to delete them. So if you try to move with them, they're going to follow you. So you just got to delete them, show them, delete them, and then move on. The teleprompter that you have for the desktop app is pretty awesome. So it moves around like the Chrome, but what you can do is you can find your script in here. And one of the first options you're going to see right here is auto track, which is voice recognition. So if I hit record, it's going to move when I speak at the pace that I want to go. If you don't want to do that, you can click the button closed, and now it's just a scroll speed like you just saw with the Chrome extension one. So you can just choose the speed. So it really depends on if you're in a scroll mode or a voice track mode, but I kind of switch up sometimes. So you have that as an option. And then to close the teleprompter, just turn it off right up here. So if I was going to recreate what I did and just showed you, what you can do is go up here to the top. Now, this little red slash up here, this means if I was going to hit record right now, it would get my entire computer screen, the whole thing. So I'd want to organize my tabs, make it look better. But if I get rid of this red slash, now I have a drop down, and you'll notice this says custom right here. So custom gives me the ability to crop around anything that I want to crop around. So all I did to record that video that you saw earlier was take this, move this in. And again, you can do this on top of a document, contract, listing agreement, article, whatever you want, certain part of a company website you want to focus in on. And I just made it a little tighter. And then what I did is I took my bubble and I made it a little bit bigger, just grab the sides like this. So I'm right here. And then the last thing I did was I got the Dubb Mobile App on my phone. Now, the Dubb Mobile App has a whiteboard feature that you can use. So here's the Dubb Mobile App, whether you have iPhone or Android. And then right up here at the top, there's a little button right there, a little square button. And then all you do is tap that there, and then you have a place to type. So all I did was I said about your book, or whatever message you wanted this to be. And I'll put the little dots there. I just turn it like this, and that's all I did. So all I have to do now, and I can even do this if I want. If I really want to go extra, I can take the annotation tool and go like this. I can hit record like this, get my countdown. Hey, Ruben, what's going on? Listen, I didn't know you wrote a book. This is fantastic. I was checking this out. I love the chapters in here. It was really super meaningful. I wanted to send you this video, and I start going into my thing. And then I'm going to click the check mark above to save this. Now, the desktop app is a clip recorder. So what we saw with the Chrome extension prior to this is one video you pause and resume and save into the platform. The desktop app records in clips. So I could do my opening where I'm saying what I want right here, and then I can add another video in. So let's say I said to Ruben, like, maybe I'm in publishing, hey, I checked out your book and blah, 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 blah. Listen, check out this next video it's going to play. It's going to talk about what we do with publishing, and I think you might be really interested. And then I could drop an MP4 video, whether it's, a dub video I recorded and I downloaded the MP4, or I have the MP4 on my computer. And that could be a nice minute, minute and a half video talking about my pitch video pretty much. Because I'm really focusing on Ruben and what the hook is here to get him to click and be interested in this. So the advantage of the desktop app is you're able to add clips and really build this together. So what I just did was a screen recording. So if I said, you know what, I want to keep recording this. This is my opening clip. I want to keep going. Now down here at the bottom, you got three creative choices to keep recording. The one all the way to the left is record screen, which is what I just did. So if I wanted to go right back to where I was, this is going to take me right back there. And maybe this time I'll reduce my bubble. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say, hey, listen, I'm going to hit record. And just example, this could be another clip. Hey, Ruben, so listen, I was checking out your profile here. I saw some really other interesting stuff, and I want to talk about something really important. And it's actually this right here, this thing right here. Blah, 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 blah. Hit the check mark. And now you got like another clip. So the cool thing about desktop app is you're able to do these clips and you're going to merge them together at the end. Now, if I want to take a moment and make an important point here, I can go to the webcam option down to the bottom left. This is going to be my next clip. So I'm going to click here and go webcam. And now it's visually completely different. And I'm going to talk a little bit about something I want to talk about. Because this could be, hey, listen, I want to make this really important point about what we're talking about here, make my point, hit the check mark. And now I got that visual. And what you can do with these clips is you can move them around in any order that you want to. So if you did want to record out of order, that's okay. And then you can also download or delete each individual clip if you wanted to. The last option down here to the left is Dubb Narrator. This is the one where you can record something previously and take that and put it on top of anything. So like we mentioned, if you had a group of leads you wanted to reach out to on LinkedIn or, by email or whatever it was, you can pre-record the message and then put that bubble on top of anything you want to put it on top of. Whether in this case it's a LinkedIn profile, it's a website, it's a document, whatever it is. So you hit the narrator video, it's going to take you to your video library. Let's just say it's this video right here you pre-recorded. Then you bring it right back to where you were, you hit record, and now the pre-recorded version of you is going to do the talking. Hey, John, what's going on? Listen, I want to send you this quick video. You can pause and resume, all that good stuff, and you can able to do that as well. And then when you're done with the desktop app and you want to merge all these clips together into one video, click the edit button all the way to the right. It's going to merge everything together. And once it's merged together, you actually have an editor right here inside the desktop app before you even save it into Dubb. So you can always hit the play button. Hey, Ruben, what's going on? You can drag your timeline. So let's say I want to cut something out. I'll drag it to my first cut point. Let's just say it's right here. And then I'm going to click the scissor icon. It's split in two. And then I'm just going to drag it to my second cut point. Let's just say it's right there, scissors. Now I've got it in three pieces. Just click on the one you want to get rid of, trash can, and it's gone. And if you want to bring everything back, just undo, 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 and you're right back to the beginning. And you also can click this little smart button here, where if you click this here, you can get rid of any silences you have in the videos if you want to get rid of them. That's all the pink areas. So if you want a tighter cut, you're able to get a tighter cut. And then you can download the MP4 and you can upload this into the Dubb platform. So those are what the screen recorders look like. Now, from the basic sending point of recording something nice and simple for someone, this style right here is recorded with the webcam, Dubb Mobile App on my phone, like we just saw with the whiteboard feature. And this is always really great for either introducing yourself, following up with someone, emailing a group of people. You just want to think about the hook. Even though I have Hi Sarah here, think about what the statement or question is that someone's going to want to click on when they see it. What kind of context are you giving them? So this style is able to give that dependent upon what you type on there. You also can put a virtual background behind you from that same camera. You can even do a combination of both. I could have Sarah's background behind me and hold up the phone and have a question for her. So there's a lot of options in terms of context. We even have a mobile app that has a picture-in-picture function. So for real estate folks, they like this a lot for property walkthroughs because it uses both cameras on the phone and you're on the screen as you're talking about it. But if you're not in real estate and you're trying to show something interesting, maybe you're doing a walk and talk for someone, or you want to show something on your computer that's interesting in a different way, this is a nice way to do that. It's all about the visual. What are they seeing first? Why do they want to click? Now, regardless of these styles that you do, when they do click, it's really about the landing page when they get here, the preset landing page. Your logo, video you recorded, playlist videos that will play after it. When you do these initial videos, you would just kind of try to follow a format of what's my hook for the person or the group I'm reaching out to? What value am I offering them? Like, what am I, the value is either in the form of what you're telling them, or it could also be something they could download below, like a guide or something. And then at the end, you just want a strong call to action. What's the next thing you would like them to do? Um, in the playlist, the reason the playlist videos are here is not only for more information, but you can record a pitch video that's like a minute, minute and a half about what you do. That way, it will always play right after it, and you can make the initial video about the person or their group, the challenge that they have, the point you want to make, the information you want to share, that ends up being more important. If you do have video testimonials from your clients, they're really good to drop in the playlist over here. If you don't have them, a nice way to get them is with this reply with video button right here, this little button. If you send someone a video, hey, this is Rob, listen, would love to get a video testimonial from you. It's not complicated. All you need to do is just click the button below. It says reply with video. Send me a video right back. And then when they send the video back, you'll get a little notification inside of Dubb says, hey, you got a video reply. And then you just put this as part of your playlist. Now, these buttons down here are called your call to action buttons, your CTAs. This is where they got to do something next. So booking a time in your calendar, visiting your website, downloading a document, a contract, a listing agreement, filling out a form, checking out a case study, maybe. There's a bunch of things you can have them do in terms of links that you can have down here. And then over here to the right, this is your AI sales assistant, Sia, kind of like we were talking about at the top, where when you send someone a video, they have the option of getting some questions answered. They're like, okay, maybe I want to do the next thing, but I have questions. So you can have up to 20 FAQs over here to the right. You can ask the AI a question. And when the AI gives the answer, it's going to push for the desired outcome. So here, when it gives the answer, it's going to say, great, here's your answer. And now, hey, you're ready to book a time with Rob? Or whatever you want that thing to be. And training wise, you would just educate SIA with website links, individual website pages if you have the website, if you have a website. And then it would learn physically what's in text on those pages. And you can also upload a PDF as well. So it become really educated on what you're doing. But the whole idea behind these preset landing pages is to have different landing pages for different segments of your audience. If I was in recruitment, employers and candidates, I would want a page for both. Mortgage, different kinds of mortgage clients. Finance, different kind of financial clients. Coaching and consulting, different industries. So, real estate buyers, sellers, that's an easy split. And then you just want to have these pages speak to those audiences. And what you can do is have the AI sales assistant specifically trained for that part of the audience. So you can have multiple sales assistants inside of Dubb that are on these pages where they know, like if it was split between buyers and sellers, this is the buying assistant, this is the seller assistant, and you can have that right there. Now, when you do save a video into Dubb, into the Dubb platform, it's going to take you to the video edit page. So any video that we save or we upload into Dubb will take you here when you click on the video. So you're able to change the title up here at the top. You're able to click this drop down right here and change the preset landing page to another preset landing page if you want to. This little button over here to the right is a preview button. So if you click it here, it opens up in a separate tab. Hey, this is what my video looks like on my landing page. Great. And like I said, if you want to change it, you can just click this drop down here and change it to a completely different page with different buttons and different videos. You can download the MP4 right here. You can upload this directly to YouTube. And you also have a QR code. So if you are doing any kind of physical mailing, put mailers, hey, thanks for taking me out of your mail stack. If you're in it doing an in-person event, and you have that there, great, have it there. If you're doing an open house, have a little QR code sitting on the counter. You also have analytics on these videos. So when you have it there, you go down here. This says no activity yet because we haven't sent it anywhere. But if we did, we do have the ability to really drill down over here to the right on what people did for activity. You also have an AI video coach called Kyra in here that's going to give you feedback when you're done recording these videos. So you can get feedback on your cadence. Are you being repetitive with certain things? Are you using filler words? My filler word is so. So, positivity, persuasiveness, empathy, all that kind of good stuff. And it only takes a couple, it's less than a minute that this will give you the feedback because when you click generate, it's going to give you feedback on the content and the visuals as well. The visuals you got to take with a grain of salt on certain things because if we look at this right here for visual feedback, see what it says under framing, center yourself here, right? Sometimes, like we talked about, when you're in a bubble, you're putting yourself in a different spot. So, the advice on that, you might want to take it with a grain of salt. But it gives you advice here. It gives you on your content. It mentions specific things in here. And it gives you a breakdown right down here for the delivery analysis. This is really good to use. You record something and get it right away. It's from a non-biased source, obviously. And then if you click on the details tab, it's going to remind you what's on the landing page that you're sending with the video. It reminds you, hey, these are the buttons on your page. This is the sales assistant. These are your videos. And you can change or delete or add these for the specific video if you want to. If I send someone a video and I'm like, oh, I forgot to change a button, I can still make those changes even though I already sent it and it will retroactively take place. You also have an editing tab that we just saw. This is very similar to the one you just saw on the desktop app. You can do the same things. You can hit the play button. You can drag your timeline, all the same stuff. Cut, cut, and then whatever is highlighted in orange, delete. And if you want to bring them back, undo, undo, undo. You also have a design tab. So like we said, when you hit record with Dubb, the first 3 seconds are going to be the animated GIF. But you can, with this, slide it to a different part of the video to make it that 3-second animated GIF if you think there's a more enticing kind of visual. You also can upload your own thumbnail. But for efficiency purposes, I would plan that out before, just that way, you don't have to go back and you don't have to edit it. Regardless of your recordings, when you get it on your landing page, here's how easy it is to send. You can open up an email, make sure you got video in the subject line. That's one of the big things you always want to have because it's rare to see it. You got your subject here. In terms of hooks for the subject, just throw it into ChatGPT. Give me 20 different subject lines that make sense for a hook, explain the situation, have a little text in here, not too much. And then you want to drop the video in. If you're going to drop the video in, there's 2 ways to do it. You've got a shortcut and you've got another way to drop it in as well. Down here at the bottom, there's that same button that we saw on LinkedIn. So this is because you have the Chrome extension right up here at the top, that screen recorder. Gmail, it shows up here. Outlook 365 is off to the right. You can select this here, opens up. You can scroll through your library. Where's the video I want? Oh, it's right there. Click in here, go to advanced options, put the email in of the person you're sending it to, put a little personalization text if you want, click insert video, and it will pop it right in. Now you also, from within the video library, any video you select always has a big blue share and send. So you can select this here, again, email in for the tracking, add a little personalization text if you want to, copy, and it's just a copy and paste right inside here, just like that. And you can even, if you wanted to, inside of Compose, you can always record a video with the Chrome extension right here. I can click the button, click the camera option, hit record, and now I can record right from within the email client.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
this is Rob. I want to send you this quick video here. So you don't even have to leave. Click the check mark. It's going to save it right over to the right. And then I can just do the same thing I just did. I can just insert it right in here, right when it's done saving. So if you want to record a nice little quick little webcam video, you can do it right from inside here and just send it right from inside the email client. So it's really convenient. One of the other things to think about is in terms of the AI stuff that we have. So for the assets that we talked about, the sales assistants we also have an AI writer directly in the middle of the dashboard. I mean, ChatGPT is amazing. It's awesome. The one little thing that we added here for Ira is we added this profile feature over here to the right. So if I select this here, I've got basic and sales. So let's just say I was in real estate and had buyers and sellers. Again, remember that split we talked about with the landing pages? Same thing here. You can set up profiles for different segments of your audience. So all you have to do is just answer the questions that the AI has in here. It learns about the audience and the outreach. You can choose a preferred tone of communication because obviously it might be different for the audiences. And you can even add this right here. This is the have method. This is a writing structure because we always talk about opening with a hook, addressing the needs, providing the value, and extending the call to action. That you can just imply right here. You don't have to select this if you don't want to, but if you do, all of your writing, it's going to have that hook and that structure to it automatically. And then you just decide, okay, what audience am I working with today? Let's just say, oh, it's my buyers. Okay, let's go with that. I select the one I want. You choose your prompt. We're all used to choosing prompts. I'll say on why video is, I can't even spell it, eh? My video is it's like, hey, what are you trying to write? And then choose your length, hit submit. And then when it gives you the copy back, that's when you have some options here. You can have it read back to you in a voice, an AI voice. You can copy it to a clipboard. You can import it directly to scripts inside of the Dubb platform. So what we normally do is we'll come up with an idea or have some ideas. It'll spit back the copy to us. We'll give it a human pass. We'll save it into the Dubb platform under scripts, and then we'll load it into a teleprompter because all the recording options have a teleprompter and then we'll just deliver it. So it's really, really efficient. You also can import this to a voice video if you wanted to. So technically, if you didn't want to be on camera, you didn't want to use your voice one day, maybe a little under the weather or whatever the reason may be, but you wanted to send something a little more impactful than just a text-based message, you can upload a photo over here to the right. You can choose an AI voice down here. And when you send this, the animated GIF would be the image and a little waveform that would kind of move across the screen. Almost looks like a little animated kind of voicemail, but visually more interesting than just the regular text stuff. And if you did want to import it to an avatar video, it would drop the script over here. We have an avatar library right down here. You can choose from one of the avatars that we have down here, or you can make one of your own. Hit create, and then you drop the script that's right over here. Choose a voice. It does take a little time to create it. You get a little email that says, "Hey, your avatar is ready," and then you can drop it in email campaigns. You can use screen recordings if you'd like to. So what some people do is if you go to our Dubb narrator that we looked at before inside the desktop app. So if we come in here and I say, okay, I'm going to use one of my avatars to walk through this market update. And this really depends on how you want to use the avatars. Do you want it to be front and facing? Do you want it to be more educational? Do you want them to kind of walk through a contract, or is it more teaching than it is, administrative than it is selling? It really is just your decision on that. But either way, you have the option to use the avatar if you want to do screen recordings. So I'm going to find the avatar one I have in here, which is right down here at the bottom. And then once I select the avatar, I'm just in here. I'm going to do the rules that I did before, square, right? Put myself in a good spot, put her in a good spot right here in the middle. The title looks good. Hit record. And now Ava's going to walk through this market update.
Hi there. I saw you were checking out some properties in the area and wanted to send you this market update so you can make the best decision possible. As you can see, there is a ton of useful information here. Please please book a time by clicking the button below, as Rob would love to give you a personal walkthrough of any of the properties that you're interested in.
So that's what it would look like right there. So it really depends on what you want to do. But I think with Dubb in general, with these videos, really making that connection in terms of who you are and, what your hook is and really, seeing, trusting, hearing you. I think all of that's really, really important. And that's the kind of feedback we've gotten over the years. So, um, okay. Ina, where are we at with the questions and everything? How's everyone doing on that side? Dick, Eureka. I love that. That's a good word. Okay, so let's see. Anybody have anything on their mind as we on this Friday morning slash afternoon? Dick, go ahead, my friend. I saw you had your hand up. You should be able to unmute yourself there, Dick, if you want to. How are you, Dick? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I'm here now. Okay. I
Hi.
was, hi. I have a question on my understanding is that you have to have some credits to use uh, the avatar talking using the script. And I don't have a problem with that, but how do I check to know how many credits I have left? So if I want to, you know, do a avatar and bring it into one of my videos, I have them talk from a script. How do I check and find out how many credits I have left?
Where would we go for the credit check? Not the credit check you normally think about, but this check.
Right. There you go, buddy. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure as well. I'm checking the avatar, text to avatar page. I don't see that either, but I'll check that with the team. That's a good question.
Yeah, because I've been getting a good response off of, I created one of the avatars and I had her talk for me, and her name is Sabrina. She works for me. And she told everybody how beautiful this house was. And people said, wow, that's nice. You don't have to see your ugly face, so um, I just want to make sure because I got a lot of things that I'd like to do with avatars, and also how to buy other buy some more credits if you need it.
Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely get that
All right.
FD on that, and we'll send it over to you, Dick. That's awesome though. You're being creative with it. I think you had one too. Didn't you create one where it was like a captain? I think there was like a captain's hat or something. Was that like drone footage of a property? Maybe it was
Oh
some.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I ended up with a drum beating, and if you're is that what you're talking about?
No, you had like a. I thought there was like maybe it wasn't you. I thought it was you though. I thought you created like there was drone footage of a property, and the avatar had like an airline captain hat on because it was like flying over the property or something.
Oh
Maybe.
yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah.
me flying overhead with
Yeah.
uh, taking the video,
Okay.
the
Yeah. Okay. That's what I
drone
thought.
video.
No, that's
Okay.
cool. Dick, great as always. We'll
Thank
get
you.
back to you on that.
Bye bye.
And then let's see, Neil. I think Neil had his hands up. Neil, let me come over to you. Hold on one second. Neil, if you want to go ahead. Hey, Neil, if you want to unmute yourself. Hey.
So when I send out a video, alongside of it, I have a couple of PDFs that I want to also want to send, and some of them are kind of interesting to look at. And so rather than just sending a link to a PDF, can I show the PDF?
Yeah, I mean, what you could do is you could technically, if you wanted to, you could do a couple things. You could do this. Let me just share my screen here. Can you see my screen, Neil?
Yes.
So you can either make the initial video a screen video of like you and the bubble on top of the PDF if you wanted to make that the initial one, or you can have it as a playlist here, and you can also
Right.
have as a downloadable link down here. So
Oh,
you can have that video that previews it. Hey, check this out. And by the way, you can click below.
okay, so in those three items to the right, that playlist,
Yeah.
there are video, but there's visuals. So can I show any portion of that PDF as a visual off to the right?
Yeah, you can take the you know how in when you have the videos in Dub, if you go like this, if you say this was the video, you can come down here and design and
Yes.
just grab this here and just slide it to the part that you want. and then just click generate thumbnail.
Um, okay, but that's putting it into the video. I don't want to put it in the video. I just want to have it alongside.
Oh, no, 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 that would be, I'm talking about the in Dubb, like see over here how this is, let's just pretend it was this video, right? The one off to the
Yeah,
side. You
yeah,
just pull that video up in Dubb, and then you just make the thumbnail. Like if this video, I pulled this explainer video up, let's just pretend it's this one, right? Then you just click
yeah.
design, you know, put the part you want, the part you like the most, click generate thumbnail, and then that still will show right over here, like whatever part of it you want.
Okay, so if it's just a sheet of paper that I want to show.
Yeah, whatever you want. If you want to show it, I mean, like I said, you could be a bubble on there talking about it. You could just show that, whatever you want to do. You could take the just pull the PDF up, take the
Yeah,
desktop app, crop around it, the screen recorder, the desktop app, crop around it, hit
right.
record, and just let it play if you just want to, or if you're doing, talking about it, you're talking about it. But yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Did that make
thanks.
sense what I was saying, Neil? Or
Yeah, I mean, it's still drinking water out of a fire hose for me. I mean, this is so new that it's more than I can actually take in at one point. So I'll re-look at the videos, and every one of these videos is on YouTube.
Yeah, a good amount of them. We have the if you go here to support, the longer ones are the live trainings, and then the what the team does is they cut out shorter ones on certain topics. Like this one, how to customize your buttons on Dubb Video. This one's a minute 44.
Oh,
So
I
there's a
see.
lot of these in there, but you can also, Dubb Academy is really good too. Right on the home areas. If you go over here to the right, under training to the right, just click the
Yeah.
second link, and they're all labeled right in here in terms of how to use them. But
Hmm.
but the short answer is yes. You can crop around. You pull up a PDF, crop around it, talk about the PDF, scroll through if you want to, and then that could just be a playlist video, and then it's also a button below as a CTA button.
Okay, thanks.
And then if you want, like feedback at Dubb, Neil, that's the email. I dropped it in there. We always have it in there. So feedback at Dubb. So if you want feedback, you try one and then just send it over and give you feedback.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Before you send it out, send it to us if you want. So yeah,
All right, good. Thanks.
yeah, of course. And then let's see. Jai, I saw you had your hand up, Jai. Go ahead, my friend. Let's see. Jai. Where are you, Jai? Is Jai still here? Yeah, there he is. Hey, Jai.
Hey Rob, I just popped in, but I heard two things actually.
Hmm.
I just popped in, just wanted to check on you. I
Oh,
think
hey, I'm here.
he was talking. I think it's probably talking about he wanted them to see the PDF, but I
Mhm.
think he also wanted them to download it too. So I think that'd be a CTA.
Yeah,
So
no, both. Yeah, so you could have the
yeah,
video kind of previewing it a little bit, and then
yeah,
you
I
have
think
the
that's probably what
video.
he probably wanted you to show how to do that. But
Uh,
what is the have method? What is this have? What happened to charm?
the have is gone. It's
Yeah,
like
no,
this
you
thing's
just spelled
gone.
it.
Arm
You
is
said charm is
gone.
gone.
Yeah. No, I mean, have is here. Sorry, charm's gone.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I know. So what is have?
have is all right. Let's see here. Let's remember. H is the hook. A is address the issue. V is provide value. E is extend the call to action. All right, I got
I
it. Woo!
got it. Oh,
I'm
okay,
out.
all right.
Bye, everybody. Just kidding.
That's good, man. Okay, all right. Because I had no idea what that was. I'm like, where's the charm at? So I
Yeah.
want to use that.
Oh, now you're really bringing me back, man. All right, let's see. Charm, connect, hook, maybe, but why would the hook be second? I don't know. I don't remember.
I forgot 'cause I don't use it that much now.
Yeah. I don't remember.
And
But
and
but
and
have was better. Have was more efficient than charm. I think that's why we
and,
changed
and as far as for the credits, there is no limit on the credits. Sometimes we run out. We just
it.
ask Darius to put more.
Yeah.
That's like if you use it a lot.
Hmm.
You remember when I started using that thing? I was doing it for everything 'cause it was working.
Yeah. No, I remember you would. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I didn't like it, so I just kept redoing it. And after about 2 weeks into that month, I was out of credits. I'm like, what the heck happened?
Yeah. We'll have
And
to
then
figure out
that's
the
when
credit.
Darius told me. It was like he just put more there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. We'll figure that
Yeah.
structure on that out. That's cool. Let's see. We got like, oh, we have 5 minutes. I got to run for the other meeting. Dick, I saw you had your hand up real quick towards the end. Let's pop back over to you real quick. Hey, Dick, can you hear me okay? Let's go back over to you. I think I accidentally muted you. Let's see. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go.
Uh, yeah, I have a 30-second ad on TV about one of my houses.
Yep.
and I want to send it out on Facebook as a sneak peek. And I created a Facebook ad to go on it. I was wondering, can I bring in that 30-second video into Dubb, create a hyperlink, and then put it onto the Facebook ad that I create?
Yeah, it could just be the landing page. Just import it, the video into Dubb, save it, and then have it, and then just take the landing page link and just drop that wherever you want.
So you mean the hmm.
Yeah,
So
if you go here, let me show you. If you go inside
okay,
here, let me go here first. Let me just share my screen. If you go, so let's just say you click the upload button right up here at the
yeah,
top. Download the MP4, click upload,
hmm,
boom, you drop it in here. And then once the video's in there, then just go to your video library here. Let's
hmm,
pretend this is the video. And then you can grab the link right here, like that.
okay,
Just copy link, and then just drop it in where you want to drop it over in the Facebook stuff. Just make sure you have the right, landing page and stuff, you know.
okay. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simple. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, the team does a good job with that stuff. So, yeah. Cool, everybody. Well, I only got 3 minutes, so we got to go. But thank you so much for coming in. As always, Ina, thanks for the support and help and everything. And thanks for the good questions and everything. And we'll see everybody on Monday. Have a good weekend. Record all your videos. Send them to feedback. Bye. Bye, everybody. See ya.